everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a very long-awaited type of video. Today I'm going to be talking about my nipple piercing. Just as a bit of a disclaimer, if you find nipple piercings offensive, I don't know why you clicked on this video, but if it's just to say you don't like them and give me hate for it, then just, you know, click out of the video. This video is not to brag about the fact that I have a nipple piercing. It is purely 100% for the people who are interested in getting a nipple piercing themselves and want to know more information about it before they get it. This video is for you, if that is you. If you are here just to judge me or say you don't like them, then sorry. I really don't want those comments on this video because I'm genuinely just making this video to help out those who are interested in nipple piercings and want to get them themselves. So if you are one of those people, this video is for you, and I hope that it is helpful and I hope you enjoy it. I honestly really don't think I can beat my septum piercing video. I think that was really good. I get a lot of comments on it saying it's the most helpful, most informative video on a septum piercing they've ever seen, which is amazing. Thank you so much. I did try really hard on that one and I tried to make it as informative as possible. I'm gonna try to do the same thing with this one, although it is gonna be a little different. Obviously, the septum piercing, you could see it, and I showed you a demo of how to hide it. I'm obviously not gonna show you, although I do have a picture of it on my Instagram. I can show you the picture right here. You can kind of see it. I'm wearing like a see-through shirt. I did that on purpose so you could kind of see it but not like actually see it, you know what I mean? So, okay, so we'll start off with where and when. So I went to the same place that I got my septum piercing because I knew they would do a really good job. They're really expensive, but they pierce with real jewelry, hypoallergenic jewelry, real metal, real silver, real gold, whatever you want, and the piercers are very professional and they know what they're doing. So I went there. It was more expensive, but if I'm gonna get my nipple pierced, I'm gonna go to a good place. As for when, I got it in January, so it's been a long time. It's November already. So another question that might surface is, why did I choose to get a nipple piercing? And basically, honestly, because I always thought they were cool and I really like the way they look. I guess for a couple years now, maybe since high school, I've had really like extremely sensitive nipples because of a hormonal imbalance. I read a bunch of stuff online. I don't know if it's exactly true or not, but it seemed to help me. Only got one nipple piercing, so it's in my left it's in my left nipple. I'll explain why I only got one. So I have extremely sensitive nipples. I don't know if that's TMI, but I'm just trying to explain the reasons as to why I got it and whatever. I read a bunch of stuff online saying that it could even it out. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, although it seemed to have worked for me. So that's another reason why I just chose one. Mainly, I mean, I like how it looks, just like the one. I kind of like that. It's very minimal. I can't see myself ever getting another one. I like just the one. I think it's worked. I think it's evened out the sensitivity. So instead of one being more sensitive than the other, they're both equally just as sensitive. You have to have that problem to really understand like how annoying the like unevenness of it is. That is one of the reasons why that I got it. But like mainly, honestly, it's just because it looks really cool and I like it. I think that's a good enough reason to get one, right? I think a lot of people are gonna ask, why did you only get one? So that is a reason, but I think it looks really simple as one. I like simplicity. I don't like I don't like to overdo things. So I think that one nipple piercing just, I don't know, it suits me. I think two would be a little much for me. I like the minimalist look. I just like the look of just one, so I got one in my left nipple. The next question is what size? So I got the smallest size of piercing that they had, which at the time I liked because obviously, you know, I didn't want it to be like too crazy, but in retrospect now, I'm kind of wishing that I had gotten just the size up from that. So it's still small, it's just not as small because it's harder to clean because it's really just like two balls on the end. Like that's all you can really see, like you can't really see the bar. So eventually I want to go a size up from that. Also, You can't really see it in shirts. I really like that look, is to be able to see it through shirts, and with mine, because it's so small, you can't see it through a shirt. So I think if it was a little longer, just a little bit longer, you'd be able to see that. I like that look, and with a small size, it just doesn't happen. It's just not long enough. So I think in retrospect, I should have gone with that, but I didn't know. Like, you just don't know until you get it. That's one thing I wish I had done and I kind of regret, but I'll get a bigger size eventually. So the next question, probably a lot of people are wondering, is did it hurt? And I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. In my septum piercing video, I told you guys it didn't. Actually, it's kind of funny because septum piercing is known as like a pussy piercing. Like, it does not hurt at all just because of where it's pierced. But my nipple piercing hurt like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie to you, it did hurt, but the most important thing was that it was over in a matter of seconds. It didn't continue to hurt afterwards, whereas my septum piercing, I got a tension headache. I got even a migraine, I would say, after it, because of, it's pierced on your face. You're gonna get some sort of like sinus tension issue. It was totally fine afterwards. Like, I got it done, it hurt, and then I was going to pay, and I just, like, I could feel something was there, obviously, but it didn't hurt. I didn't have to take any pain medication, and yeah, it was fine. But honestly, like, don't let that get in the way of you getting it. If you really want one, just get it, because unlike the septum piercing where it hurts afterwards, this doesn't. So on to the healing process. It surprisingly healed really fast. I thought it wasn't going to, because I was just going off my septum piercing healing process experience. That took forever. I felt like ripping it out the first few days. It hurt so bad. It took forever to heal. But my nipple piercing didn't. I think it healed in a matter of a couple weeks to even a couple days. I hardly had to use the spray that they give you. I had it left over from the septum piercing, so I didn't have to purchase a new one, which is good. But I remember being really surprised at how fast it healed, especially for nipple. Like, that's kind of something that your body is gonna be angry at you for, to put something, a foreign metal object through your nipple. I thought my body would be angry at me, but it seemed to have gotten used to it pretty quick. Also, I said this in my septum piercing video, but just don't touch it. I think that is the main key to getting it to heal fast and heal quickly and not getting infections. Don't move it around, don't touch it, just let it be. My septum piercing was harder to stay away from because it was on my face. I felt it was there, it was on my face. I could just reach up to my nose and touch it and play with it. I felt it was easier for my nipple piercing not to play with it, not to touch it, because, it's in your nipple and you usually have a shirt on, so it was easy to stay away from that. It's funny though, now I kind of play with it more. Like, I'll accidentally find myself like in public just kind of like playing with my nipple piercing, like right then, and I'm like, oh wait, I shouldn't do that. Another question that might arise is, how do you clean it? I would say the same method as the septum piercing. So for this next last thing, I'm gonna do just a little bit of a review. It's been 10-11 months since I got it, and I want to tell you what I think about it. Basically, I love it. I still love it. I'm still obsessed. I'm gonna keep it until I'm like 80 years old. I'm gonna be like an 80-year-old woman with a nipple piercing. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so badass. The one thing I would change is the size. I would go just the slightest bit longer, just the next size up. That's the only thing I kind of wish I did. It's not a huge deal, but I kind of do like it to show through shirts sometimes, and it just never does. So I think soon I'm gonna get a longer size, just the next size up. I should have done that in the beginning, but you just don't know until you do it. So I'm still just as obsessed with it as I was like before I even had it. I love them. I think they're so cool. So I think for this video to be the most helpful it can possibly be, I'm gonna link the septum piercing video. I'm not sure which side it is. I'm gonna link that so you can watch that. I do answer a lot more questions in a lot more detail in my septum piercing video. I feel like if I do the same in this video, it's weird. I just feel like I'm repeating myself. Thought I would keep this video kind of short and simple, because that video, my septum piercing video, was really long. I think it was like over 20 minutes because I was explaining like literally everything. So I tried to keep this informative but kind of like straight to the point. So if you want a longer, more detailed video on piercings, then check that one out, because that one would definitely answer some of your questions about this one too, because I keep referencing that one, so I feel like that would be a good idea to watch that one if you haven't already. I think that's gonna be it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. If it was, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also feel free to comment down below asking me any questions if I haven't already answered them, and I will try my best to answer them. I'm still answering questions on my septum piercing video. I still go back to it because I have like a million questions and people are always asking me different things and commenting different things, so it's kind of cool. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!